We were talking about this last week as well, about some coastal areas locked in with fog. Bar Harbor, a good example.
Yeah, they're kind of seeing a different day right now. They should be able to clear out, but if people are walking around, you'll just take dry weather. So Paula put this really well. The issue we're having is we can't string together many dry days, which means that your dry days have wet stuff. Like we're talking about our lawn being like always
wet.
Sorry, always being wet. And so I think over the next couple of days, we're going to have more dry weather than wet weather, which helps everything feel like going for a hike is hard right now, right? I mean, it's just a lot of moisture over the last couple of weeks. Radar looks good. There's the last of that front. So originally, we looked at this mid last week. I thought it'd be rainy to start Monday morning, but that front sped up. So unfortunately, it was raining through much of the day Sunday, but it was able to get this front out of here in time for today. And you could see that Bar Harbor's still in that cloud cover, as is much of down East Maine. Most of the state, though, under mostly sunny, if not partly cloudy, is the worst case scenario. Skies with just some cumulus clouds popping up. And as I mentioned, we haven't been that cool. Okay, so it's been sticky, and that's been part of it. Been hanging around the 70s even when we've had no sunshine. So you apply some sun to that, and it's easy to get into the low to mid 80s, which we'll do today, and some of us will get into the upper 80s as well. And these dew points are quite sticky. I always think of the baseline as 60. Dew point over 60 is sticky. Over 65 is humid. And then over 70 is what we put up as oppressive on the 7-day. And look at that, Portland and Wiscasset and Lewiston at 74. That's like some Louisiana type air we don't get here too often. So combine that with the heat this afternoon. Yeah, it's going to be hot, upper 80s out there. The mountains will be a little bit cooler. Fog comes on shore. Fog is easy to create when it's so moist in the atmosphere. So fog is on shore tonight over most of the coastline. Tomorrow's another mixture of sun and clouds, but we will introduce a chance for a thunderstorm. I don't think there's a ton of these. Best chance will be the mountains and northern New Hampshire. Lowest chance will be along the coastline as far as the thunderstorms go. Here we are tomorrow night. You can see a couple around into Waterville and into Rangeley. This is not going to be precise, but it gives you an idea of where these storms could be. And then Wednesday, mixture of sun and clouds again. We have to burn off some early morning fog. We're back into the 80s with isolated showers and storms. So I love all of this compared to where we've been. This is very summery stuff. There's a non-zero chance of rain, sure, but most of it is dominated by dry weather and some sunshine. And those of us who don't like the humidity will get a brief reprieve here. Thursday, especially in the morning, but most of the day on Thursday, if you go outside, it'll actually be briefly below 60 for a dew point. But you can see the elasticity here is that it wants to kind of go back to that stickiness, which we'll get over the weekend. Speaking of the weekend, what's going on there? It's close again. We get a front coming back in Friday night and into Saturday. That'll give us probably a decent amount of showers on Saturday. Might be able to get the second half of the weekend in, but that's kind of a trophy look. But the 10,000 mile up view here is definitely better. It's definitely less consistently rainy. It's just the timing is going to matter a lot now, Brian, right? I mean, we're going to have 3 pretty nice days here, if not 4, because Thursday is nice as well. But all of that, I think, it is not forgotten, but it's certainly not as great if we then end up raining on Saturday and, whatever the first half of Sunday. So we'll try to nail that down. But this is where the timing, we had one summer a couple of years ago, it's almost the inverse. It would rain Wednesday and Thursday, but the weekends were great. And that felt...
A lot of people would probably prefer that.
Yeah, that felt fine, but this is still a step in the right direction.
I will say, for those of you who work weekends and you have the middle of the week off, boy, this is your season.
Been hitting it.
Yeah. All right, Keith, thanks.